Let's lock in. Tyson Fury says focus is the only thing he needs to change to beat Usyk. So they had their face off, and Tyson Fury was a different man during the face off, and he said that his focus is the only thing that he really needs to change to defeat Alexander Usyk in the rematch. So we're going to take a look at the face off together, and then we'll discuss it in greater detail. So here it is right here.
Is a face off with a twist, and I like the twist. Alexander Usyk, Tyson Fury. Let's get straight to it, fellas. And I'm going to start with you, Tyson. We're going to show the film. That's our twist. Now, some people insist, Tyson, that you didn't show Alexander enough respect before the bell. You're not looking at him. You're not engaging with him. What do you say to that, Chad?
I was scared of him. That's why I didn't look at him.
Did he show you enough respect, Alexander, before the fight?
Listen, I'm respect.
You are?
Yes.
So clearly, as I stated before, Tyson Fury says he needs to focus more. And you can see he wasn't respecting Usyk because he was kind of playing towards the whole, I'm the whole show. This man's beneath me. I don't even really need to look at him. And it kind of showed in the ring. So where Usyk says, like, I am respect, I like that. Like, Usyk's demeanor, how he goes about everything, like, I really like it. I think, his mental, how he prepares, what he does, I think a lot of fighters can learn from it. And he was amateur for a long time. He turned pro at a more mature age where he perfected his craft more. And I think fighters should learn from this and understand this. And so, like, I really have a lot of respect for Usyk and how he carries himself and how he handles these moments.
I know Tyson too from your respect, but it's like elemental.
It's like pantomime.
So he said, I know Tyson shows me respect. Like, he knows, he says it's like a show, just you got to sell the fight.
Yes.
This is history.
What was that like coming out? One of the biggest fights in boxing history.
Спокойствие.
Round one. Two men with legacies on the line. Showboating early from the Tipsy King.
Tyson, in the first round, you're leading back on the ropes. You enjoying
Brilliant.
yourself?
I enjoyed. Look, 35,000 fans inside Riyadh season. It was unbelievable. It was a great experience to be in there, and it was a lot of fun.
What about you, Alexander? Did you have fun in the ring?
When I come to the ring, I live there. Tyson too, I think. But when we fighters go to ring, more life.
That's when you come to life.
Preparation, training,
Boxing.
just fight.
So that exchange to me, what stood out to me most was when they said, "What are you thinking when you walk into the ring?" He said, "Just calm." Like, I always noticed the best performers I ever seen in the sport of boxing, Floyd Mayweather, was so calm going to the ring. It was like I said it before. I felt like I was more nervous about the fight than Floyd was. Andre Ward, I remember seeing him walk into the ring and just thinking, like, yo, is this guy even like Andre Ward just seemed very calm, very focused, very subdued. Like, it just almost like Usyk said, just calm. You see Usyk walk into the ring. He looks very calm. He's composed. It reminds me of like Floyd. It reminds me of Andre Ward. Miguel Cotto's another one. Like, it's just Miguel Cotto, like, up until the bell sounds, he just seems so calm. Like, I remember Miguel Cotto used to turn his back to his opponents and then the bell would start and he'd turn around and let's go. It's in God's hands. Usyk gives me that feeling. And then he said something else that shows me like that's his feeling. He said, like, training, all that. I live in the ring, the fight. So it's almost like he's calm because he's going to do what he loves to do. He's going to do his job. He's going to the place where he lives, like the ring. He owns that. That's his spot. That's what. And so it was just amazing to see that because I've always pointed out the calm that I've seen in some of the best fighters. I thought even Manny Pacquiao out there, although he played to the crowd a little bit more, but he was always calm though. Still.
And so far in this one, the volume is coming from Tyson Fury, but the accuracy at this stage is with Usyk. And boxing on the outside, nice and slick, but now he's trapped in the corner and just cuffs Usyk round the side of the head and wanders off.
So here we are in the fourth round. Some people seem to think that you were in control. How did you feel coming into like a third of the fight,
I
gone
thought
4
it was
rounds
going
down?
good. I thought it was a good fight up until this point. Good styles make good fights, and it's a clash of style, left-handed versus right-handed. He's coming forward, I'm boxing.
A better fight than some people expected.
Yes, for sure. He lived up to all the expectations. This round, he was hurt. Watch these two big rig uppercuts.
Good solid shot. Usyk took it well, but that's a peach of a punch from Tyson Fury.
Can't tell me this never hurt him.
That looks like a good body shot, Alexander, I must admit.
Yeah, of course. Look body shot.
But you expect it.
Yes.
There's an uppercut, what a shot!
Could you sense that hurt him, Tyson?
Yeah.
Be careful.
Big shots.
Move. Yeah.
No?
No.
So, like, you see this, and what I like about them watching the fight together is you see Fury was able to point out he was hurt this round, 2 big uppercuts, and you see Usyk watching it, and you saw when he got hit with that second uppercut, he's like, "Oh no, be careful, be careful." Like he's watching it from like the perspective of an outsider. And it's just interesting to see that. I do like this twist that they added to the face-off where the fighters are watching it together and you get to see like their breakdown. So you can tell Tyson Fury has watched this film several times. You could also tell Usyk's watched it, and you can see him like watching and subconsciously just speaking to himself, like, be careful. Like he knows this now. He's going to be prepared for this moving forward.
Didn't hurt you in that round? Did he hurt you at all? Were you surprised by that? Did you think he would hurt you?
Nah.
No panic in your corner and no panic in your head, Alexander.
No.
And Tice, once you caught him in that 6 with a 2 body shot and a uppercut to the head, did you think that you could land those again?
Listen, I don't think when I'm in the fight, I just take it one round at a time. You know, we're both boxing really good, and sometimes you have success, and then sometimes you don't. You know,
I want to point out something though. That 6th round where Tyson hurt Usyk with those 2 uppercuts, to me, is very significant because up until this point, everyone has been saying the way to beat Usyk is to the body, and that's including myself because we've seen him hurt with body shots from the amateurs to some of his fights in the pros. But the first time that I've seen Usyk really wobbled and look really troubled with a punch to the head was the first uppercut and then the second uppercut that Fury landed. And I think Usyk, where he says, be careful, I'm telling you right now, that is marked in Usyk's mind. It's etched in his mind that he has to worry about that Fury uppercut. And I'm telling you that Fury uppercut may be a key to victory. So that's something that I would star if I'm Tyson Fury and I'm Usyk, because if Fury can land that uppercut on Usyk more in the rematch, I think Fury can stop Usyk. That's a big if because Usyk is a very elusive fighter and a very intelligent fighter. So you can't take it for granted.
Nothing to worry about.
This is where he's got to get him, Usyk. Get him in a corner, and he landed a good solid left hand in there, but Tyson Fury fights his way out of danger.
Both of you are just wrapped. What's it like watching this?
I'm happy.
Because you know the result.
Yeah.
What about you, Tice?
I'm happy. Very happy.
Because it was a great fight.
Good fight. Listen, he got the decision. Fantastic. I'm a big believer in God. Okay? So I believe that God has a plan for everybody, and the plan was for Usyk to win this fight, and he did. So fair play.
The Usyk in centre ring.
Yeah, that's faith is a very key element in a lot of fighters. You see it with Andre Ward, Manny Pacquiao, Miguel Cotto, Usyk, Fury. A lot of fighters believe, some of the best fighters believe that you prepare, you train, and as soon as you walk to the ring, it's in God's hands. And so that's what Fury's saying. He said, I'm happy with the outcome because I believe Fury I believe Fury believes he won the fight, but Usyk got the decision. And I think, for Fury, that's what he stated. He stated like, hey, it was meant to be. That's the way God wanted it. So who am I to question God?
And landing 2 or 3 clubbing shots, but that's not bad.
We go into the 8th round here, and Alexander is having a better round. He seems to be getting a little bit closer to you.
Yeah.
But he's not worrying you, is he?
No. It's a boxing fight. It's a bit too late when you're worried if you're in there getting punched in the face.
Look at Usyk come back there. Yeah, good shots from Usyk, doubled up there.
Alexander, can you remember this round? You're putting the pressure on and you're starting to land with more punches.
Yeah, I remember.
And did you think you could put more pressure on and that you could maybe hurt him and get to him? Or were you just thinking get through the round?
Я не хотів йому урон наносити, я просто боксував. Мені не треба цього робити. Урон. Я ж знаю, що таке бокс, я знаю, що він поїде додому до дітей, до дружини. Це погано, коли ти наносиш урон своєму опоненту.
Because everybody thought there was something wrong with your nose because you were dabbing it. Tell us exactly what was wrong with your nose or what wasn't wrong with your nose. It was just bleeding.
Just a bit of blood, yeah. Got punched on the nose.
And it happens.
And your eyes water and you get hit in the nose.
That's close enough, by the way.
Yes, blood, yeah, so it wasn't broken.
And how was the corner? Because a lot of people were critical of the corner, said there were too many voices. But I argued they were voices you knew.
Yeah, listen, it's...
So I'm going to stop here and go to what Usyk talked about. Well, like, there's no need to hurt him. Now, what I believe Usyk is stating, because there's a lot that happens in translation, is Usyk is stating that I'm fighting the fight that's presented before me. Read and react, try to win. Like, I don't think he's saying like he's not throwing punches with bad intentions or he's not trying to land or he's not going for a KO because he has KOs on his record. What I think Usyk goes in there and he does is he doesn't press for the knockout. And we talked about a lot of these young up-and-coming fighters who are pressing for the knockout, like Floyd Schofield, Abdullah Mason, these guys who go in the ring and they end up having a less than stellar performance because they get hurt or they get rocked because they go in the ring trying to press for the knockout and try to force the KO. What Usyk is saying is, I let the fight come to me. I read and react. I do what it takes to be successful. There's no need to try to hurt him, because it's the sport of boxing. And I know he has to go back to his family. I go back to my family. If the opportunity presents itself, you go for it because you can see as it gets to the 9th round, that's what Usyk was going to do. But he's fighting within himself. He's fighting to win. He's fighting to be on top. He's not fighting to try to get a knockout. He's fighting within himself. And I think when you fight and you press to get a knockout, sometimes you put yourself in really bad positions, as say like a Anthony Joshua did against Andy Ruiz and against Daniel Dubois. And you can see like fighting within yourself. And that's what Usyk does. Usyk sticks to what he does best and he doesn't deviate.
And people can have opinions and what people want to say, but at the end of the day, they're not in there doing the fighting. So it's really unimportant what other people think of what was going on in my corner. If I'm happy, then the world's happy, and I'm happy.
And Alexander, as you come out for the 9th round, okay, did you have any sense of what was going to happen? Could you sense that maybe Tyson was tiring?
No, він дуже швидко відновлюється, він дуже хитрий.
That shot's a good shot, Tyson. You're having to hold on, you're reeling. What are you thinking here? Can you remember what you're thinking?
Yeah. I'm in the fight. I'm thinking, come on. I'm thinking, why am I not falling over?
Fury doesn't know where he is. He's all over the ring. Is this a sensation?
Did you think the ref had stopped it when he
No.
Because you knew he was going to give you
It's the world heavyweight title fight, undisputed. At least a man's got to go down to the floor before you knock. And someone like me who's been down loads of times, who gets back up, at least give me one chance.
What about you, Alexander? When you were catching him with those 12, 14 punches, did you think the referee could have stopped the fight?
I don't think about it.
You're just fighting.
Yes.
So I think Usyk was being polite. You can see in his face, like, I do think personally when he first bounced off the rope, the referee could have given a count. He bounced off the rope a second time, the referee could have given a count, but instead the ref, the absolute moment where the ref chose to give the count was when Usyk had closed the gap, and if he would have landed one more punch, I think it would have, especially in the compromising position that Tyson Fury was in, I think it would have been very difficult for Fury to recover and to continue to fight. With that being said, it is the referee's discretion on when to give the count and when to do certain things. But I feel like if you weren't going to give the count when Fury went on the ropes, and the first time or the second time, why are you giving the count once Usyk has closed the distance to land the final blow, or what may have potentially been the final blow? We never know. But the point is, the timing of when the ref chose to do that is questionable, and I can understand why Usyk would feel that way. I could understand why Usyk fans would feel that way. I'm someone who watched. I picked Fury to win the fight. I also scored the fight for Tyson Fury. I thought that Fury nicked it, but I also acknowledge that if the ref didn't jump in when the referee jumped in, Usyk, I think all I can say is what I think. I think Usyk would have landed something devastating that would have been very difficult for Fury to recover from him and win, and would have most likely won the fight by KO in that 9th round. So I don't argue with the decision because it was a close fight, and to me, this was very questionable.
Astonishing change in the fight.
So once we get to the end of the 8 count, you're standing ready to come back in, and then the bell sounds. Let me ask you this. Had there been 20 more seconds, Alexander, do you think you could have got to him?
Це все просто думки, якби.
These are just ifs.
Big ifs.
Exactly.
They're big ifs.
Yeah.
Tyson, what about you? Your head's clearing every second of that standing 8 count. Were you fearful that you were going to be stopped?
I don't think about winning or losing when I'm in there. I'm involved in a fight till it finishes, early or late. And I don't think about what's going to happen. I just defend myself and fight.
Now, I genuinely believe that from Tyson Fury. Once he goes in the ring, he doesn't think about winning or losing. He just focuses on the fight, and he's just trying to stay in the fight. I believe that. I think that's a great mindset to have. And that's usually the mindset, like I said, whatever happens is in God's hands. So it gives the fighter the faith and the courage to keep fighting, even when things seem bleak, because it's like, as long as I can fight, I will keep fighting, and I'm not going to worry about the result. It's God's will. Whatever happens is God's will. That's the result.
Round 10.
And in this round, Tyson, you do well.
Yeah.
You move your feet. Is your head clear at this point?
I'm clearing my head up,
in this 10th round.
He made a very valid point. I recover quite quickly. It's a testament to my fitness and stamina where I'll be able to recover quick.
That's something I will give Tyson Fury kudos for. I remember watching this fight live. I thought early in the fight, particularly from rounds 3 to, we'll say, 6, I thought Fury had dominated, and I felt like the fight was swinging towards Fury's favor. And by the time the end of the 9th round came, I was absolutely stunned. And I'm like, there's no way Fury can recover and continue, and he did. So that's a testament to Fury. This is an underrated fight. This was a really great fight to watch. These two fighters put on. This was a fantastic fight, and I look forward to the rematch. A lot of people are like, oh, Fury doesn't want the rematch, but Fury's a dog, man. Fury doesn't get a lot of the respect he deserves because he's a joker, but as you can see, he's not really joking that much right now. And to me, that's a sign that you really got to take Fury seriously, because I think Fury's going to come to make a statement like he did in the rematch with Deontay Wilder. So a lot of people write Fury off, but Fury is a very dangerous fighter. He's a very solid fighter, and his ability to recover was impressive, because when it sounded for the final bell, I was stunned after the way he looked in that 9th round.
Quick, yeah.
And at this point, Alexander, can you sense that Tyson has made a recovery from the round earlier when he was reeling, falling? Can you sense that he's now back in the fight?
Yeah.
12 and final round.
Next round. I feel Tyson back.
This last round could be crucial, but Usyk started it well. Competing so fiercely right until the end. Little showboat from the Gypsy King. Usyk looking to land a big one. The final bell. What a fight. And anybody who was here tonight will never forget that.
What was your gut feeling then? You're on the floor, you're praising God. Were you convinced that you'd won the decision?
Я не думав
I
про
was
це.
not
Я
thinking
просто
about the
молився
result. I
і
was just thinking
дякував
God
Господу Богу, що я
for
стою на
giving
своїх
me the
ногах і що все,
opportunity
слава
to
Богу.
stand on my feet in that
The
moment.
winner by split decision from Ukraine, Alexander.
You knew it was tight.
I knew it was a close fight. I thought I'd done enough, but listen, I don't complain. He's got the victory, and I was happy for him. I congratulated him, shook his hand, gave him a kiss, and I was happy that we both went home to our families safe.
So you see both fighters, like, Usyk is not worried about the result. He's just thanking God. He's happy to be there. And again, whatever happens, that's the way it was meant to be. And you see Usyk got the decision. And Fury did say at the end of the fight that he felt like it was because of what was going on in the Ukraine. But for the most part, he was gracious and he acknowledged that it was a close fight. And close fights can go either way. And I wish more boxing fans would just acknowledge that instead of claiming robbery every time their fighter doesn't win. Usyk got the decision. Usyk fought well. It's a matter of some swing rounds that were close going the other way. You can acknowledge that. If Fury would have got the decision, to me, it would have been controversial because of that 9th round. But the fact that Usyk got the decision, to me, it erases all controversy. Although I scored the fight for Fury, I'm no dummy. That 9th round was controversial. So Usyk winning takes away the controversy, because if the 9th round would have gone the way many people feel like it should have gone, then Usyk most likely would have won. Although they say it's an if, there is a most likely and plausible and probably, and plausible. And, I think that would have happened. So the decision went to Usyk, and nobody's complaining about it. Nobody should complain about it.
Boxers or entertainers, but this is a job. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's not personal. It's a boxing fight. So, listen, when you're in there, you want to win, but you got to be happy as well. It's a sport. My dad always said to me, if you lose a fight, son, shake the man's hand. Well done.
And we'll go back another day.
That's it.
And we'll go back another day for the rematch. So, Alexander, what can we expect in the rematch?
Just keep waiting.
Just keep waiting. He won't tell us. He's holding back. He's holding
What
his
can you
cards
expect
close
from
to
me?
his...
So I like the way Usyk answered this question. I hate when people ask a fighter, what can we expect? Like, you can expect me to do my best. You can expect for me to put on an entertaining fight, tune in to watch the fight. Why do you want Usyk to give away his game plan? Now, Fury says something. And before Fury says something, I just want you to know, Fury is the king and the master of deception. And sometimes he tells you exactly what he's going to do. Like with Deontay Wilder before the rematch, he told him exactly what he was going to do. He was going to go straight forward. He was going to knock him out. And everyone laughed. And Deontay Wilder said he had pillow fists and everything. And Fury went in there and did everything he said he was going to do. But there are times where Fury does mislead you and misdirect you. We'll listen to what Fury says, and then I'll give my take on what I think in terms of if Fury's being serious or not. Because to me, Fury does have signs where I feel like I can pick up on whether or not he's clowning or he's being serious.
Chef, what can we expect from you?
Pretty much the same from what I did before. Good boxing. Someone of my size and heaviness, it's not normal that I should be able to box
do that
and move and slip. And so why would I take that away from my game?
Yeah,
I wouldn't. People say to me, oh, you need to be walk forward on Usyk, walk him down and hit him, yeah? But if it was so easy to do that,
everyone would do it.
Why didn't Joshua do it, who's a big, strong man who fights like this? Why didn't Dubois do it, who also fights like this? Them men are limited compared to me, very limited. So a man who walks forward like this, to him, is Christmas time. Come early.
You understand,
Yeah?
Alexander?
Yeah, you understand.
Of
It's
course
not
you understand.
stupid. So I am a side-on boxer. Slipping, sliding, uppercutting, hooking. So I'm going to do that, but more focus. Not so much this and little bit more focused on my job. And then I think that's my way to victory.
Listen, it's been a face-off.
So I just want to say, I understand why Usyk is just so likable. You can see him. He's watching. He has the smirk on his face, and he's listening. I think that's Usyk saying, I don't listen to anything this man is saying. Because if you remember before the fight, Tyson Fury went southpaw and he started training southpaw. And Usyk was like, no, this game. Like he knew Fury was just doing it to give him something to think about. So I think he's laughing because he takes everything Fury says with a grain of salt, and he knows that he has to be prepared for everything. So I think that's Usyk looking like, this guy, I don't believe anything he says. Like, this is the same dude who was warming up southpaw before our fight. But to talk about what Fury said his game plan is, I agree. Fury doesn't get enough respect for his athleticism at his size, how he can move around the ring, and the things he can do. Fury is a phenomenal athlete, although it doesn't look like it. He's a great athlete. And, people would look at the gut and look at everything, but you saw how he was able to actually box with Usyk, who is much shorter and leaner, less body fat. He was actually doing, he did a better job boxing Usyk than any of his other opponents, and with moves and footwork, positioning that you wouldn't expect to see from someone Fury's height. So I agree with Fury. He said you'll see a similar performance, and here's what I hope he meant by that. Well, no one's telling Fury to abandon his skills, but I feel like he backed up too much. He danced around too much. He could have stood his ground more without just standing there shelling up like he described Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois. So for me, you saw a lot in those clips where he's fighting off the back foot, but to me, he didn't stand his ground and throw an authoritative jab where he forced Usyk to come through and then land a right hand. And if Usyk gets inside, try to wrap him up. Some Klitschko style. I'm not saying don't use your legs, but what I'm saying is that's a very difficult style to implement for 12 rounds. Although you can be in really great conditioning, the thing that makes Usyk is in great condition as well. And Usyk can keep his level for 12 rounds. So if your level dips and Usyk maintains his level, or he has the ability to elevate his level, you're going to lose the second half of the fight. And if you notice, Usyk takes off in the second half of the fight. Let's talk about Tyson Fury. Got hurt in the 9th round. Usyk took over. And that's where Usyk did some good work, and Usyk had Fury in trouble. Anthony Joshua had a good 9th round against Usyk in their rematch, and then from the 10th round on, Usyk took over, right? Because Usyk, it's almost like if you go back, we say, well, why didn't Anthony Joshua go out on a shield? Perhaps maybe Anthony Joshua threw everything he had in that 10th round trying to get Usyk out. He didn't succeed, and his tank was empty, and Usyk still had the level and could elevate. And that's the thing with Tyson Fury. For me, when he says be more serious, I think the biggest takeaway is he can't move around so much. He can't move around as much as he did. He needs to at least reduce the movement and the being on the back foot 20 to 30% per round, because that would preserve him for the later rounds if he's able to do that in the earlier rounds. And so for me, that does mean that he needs to stand his ground more. He does need to attempt to use his height and his jab and maybe even clinches more, because what I saw, if he's going to keep doing all that movement, I think that his level is going to dip and Usyk's going to get to him. The other thing is with Tyson Fury, from what he said, like, I can slip and I can do all that stuff. Yeah, you can do all those things, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's the best thing for you to rely on. Sometimes giving your opponent something to worry about when they're coming in or being on the offensive can be a good thing, because those 2 uppercuts backed Usyk up. When he landed those 2 uppercuts, he hurt Usyk and he backed Usyk up, right? Now, when he got caught with that big punch and when he got caught with some punches, he was on the back foot trying to do all the dancing. So, yeah, to some extent, it can be effective depending on when you choose to use it. But sometimes the most impactful thing you got is to go on the attack. And you saw when he was on the attack and he landed those uppercuts, those were his most successful moments in the fight. So I would just say, don't write yourself off. Yes, Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois didn't have as much success going forward and doing those things, but you're different. You're a different beast, different reflexes, different timing, different things, different abilities, different punch arsenal. So you need to think differently. What I do know is the 2 best punches Tyson Fury landed was the uppercut. I think the uppercut's going to be key. Now, as for Usyk, I think Usyk, needs to do what he did, which is to continue to put the pressure, force Fury to burn his tank and move and do whatever or stand his ground and look to land the vicious counters like the ones he landed that really hurt Tyson Fury. But Usyk knows this, and you can tell from watching this video. He can't afford to get hit with that uppercut. He knows he needs to be careful, and he knows he needs to be on high alert for that uppercut because of all the punches he got hit with. That uppercut, to me, of all of his fights, did the most damage. So to me, this is going to be a battle of can Fury put that uppercut on Usyk? And if he does, and he does hurt Usyk, is he going to be aggressive and try to take him out and not just back off and showboat the way he did in the first fight? So that's my take on this. But either way, I have much respect for both of these fighters. You can see the respect they have for each other. Fury definitely seems like he's taking Usyk more seriously. He's not calling the puffed up middleweight no more. None of that jazz. So we'll see what happens in this fight. Salute to both fighters. I cannot wait until December 21st. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe. It's Caden. I'm out. Peace.